2024. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilman Bendis?
Here.
Councilman Carter?
Here.
Councilwoman Davy?
Here.
Mayor Gillis?
Here.
Councilwoman Harris?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin? Councilman Williams? Four present.
Can we have a motion to excuse Councilman Hunt for work commission, for work?
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have a moment of silent prayer. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have a motion to approve this evening's agenda?
So moved.
Support. Comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Actually, council, do we want to move up? Is he on right now?
He's here.
Okay. We have one presentation this evening by City Attorney Jim Downey. And he is walking in the door as we speak.
Dun, dun, dun. Drum roll, please.
Perfect timing.
Some weather out there.
Attorney Downey, the microphone.
Don't
is
you
yours.
Don't bounce it down.
It really was a good timing.
There you go.
Your Honor, members of the council, I was asked to be here tonight because of an issue that has arisen at a recent meeting concerning conflict of interest. And I wanted to just take you through what the law is, and specifically what the city's charter says on that. There are two occasions when a member of council is not permitted to vote on a matter that's before this body. The first is a question that bears on that member's conduct. So if there's an investigation that's occurred and the matter comes before council to determine whether or not a member did something improper, he or she is not able to vote on that question, because that essentially makes the member, his or her own judge and jury. So that is an instance where a member must recuse him or herself when that sort of issue is presented. I think that the second issue that comes up is the one that I think is more in line with the issue that was presented recently before council, and that is if there's a financial interest that involves a member of council. And in that case, there must be a direct financial interest for the member of council to recuse him or herself. So in other words, let's say that a member of council owned a waste hauling company, and that company has a potential contract before city council. That member may not vote on whether or not to award the contract to his or her company, because there would be a direct financial benefit to him or her in casting that vote. That conflict also extends to the member's spouse. So if the hypothetical member I'm referencing had a spouse that owned a hauling company, for example, and that contract came before council, he or she would not be able to vote on that because his or her spouse is involved in the ownership of that company. That's also considered to be a direct financial benefit. The direct financial benefit does not extend to a child, to a parent, to a sibling, to friends. It's got to be a direct financial benefit to the member or his or her spouse. The hypothetical, or maybe it's not hypothetical, the question was posed to me was, may Mayor Gillis vote or deliberate on a topic where his employer's landlord is the applicant or the petitioner before council. And in such an instance, a conflict does not exist because there's no direct financial gain to Mayor Gillis. There's actually, it's an attenuated relationship, but it's actually removed by two parts. It's the employer, and then it's the landlord of the employer who has the business before council. Now, what if, in this case, we'll use the example of Mayor Gillis. What if Mayor Gillis says, geez, this is my employer's landlord. I don't feel comfortable. I don't think I'm gonna vote on this. In this instance, Mayor Gillis must vote on it. There's also language in the charter that says it's misconduct in office for a member not to vote on a matter that's before this board unless one of those two instances that I've referenced exists. It's a question on of that member's conduct, which this is not, or a question where there's a direct financial benefit to the member. And in this case, there is not. So in this instance, Mayor Gillis must vote lest he be found to commit misconduct in office by failing to cast a vote. So I hope that clears up that issue. But it's always a two-part analysis. Does this question bear on the conduct of the individual? And if that's not the case, does this bear on a direct, and underscore the word direct, a direct financial benefit to the member or his or her spouse? And accepting those two things, the member of council has to vote on that question. So there really can't be any clearer than that. So.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Does anybody have any questions?
Just want, Mr. Mayor, would it be possible for the city manager to post that on our website and leave it up there at least for a while so that the certain members of our public who are concerned about that will be able to see it at their convenience?
Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. Sure, Councilman Lindis, we could do that.
Thank you.
I also want to note too, this may have come up before I arrived, but I was actually scheduled to address the council on two topics tonight, and this is the only one I have prepared. I was traveling last week, and when I got back into town yesterday, discovered that the second question I was asked to prepare concerns the city's procedure on the special assessment district, and I'm in the process of getting an opinion together for you on that. So I apologize that I'm not ready to go on that tonight, but
Shame on you.
but if you don't have anything further on this, if you'll excuse me, I've got my car legally parked.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank
Now,
you.
there's two deputies right there, really, you just did that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Now we're gonna move on to public comment. You have 5 minutes to speak before the council. This is the only time that you'll have to speak this evening. Council may or may not respond. Anybody would like to speak? Mrs. Merlo?
Hi, my name is Lisa Merlo and I live at 1219 Clinton. And we own a camper. We go camping through the summer. It's stored in our backyard behind a fence. And then when we get ready to go, we pull it out into our driveway and we load it. We go on vacation, we come back. Takes us a couple days sometimes, not always. We park in the same spot. We unload. If anything's in case we fix it. I've received three notices in the mail regarding, that says we are in violation of the right of way. Now, we've lived here for over 20 years, we've always done this, and this is the first time that we've ever had any issues, and I'm not quite sure I understand what the issue is. I don't understand the right of way. I did ask, I went up to the city, the last letter I got, to speak to, her name is Lori Warner, who wrote the letter. Now, this past Sunday, when we got back, we didn't get back until late Sunday, and we received this letter on Wednesday. So it was like, just like that, real quick. So I'm here to find out what our problem is, or what we're doing wrong, so it can be avoided for next time. I don't like these letters. I know my husband doesn't like them. We're not here to cause any problems. You know, like I said, we've lived there for 20 years and always done this. and we don't understand what violation we are.
And if there's an
Okay.
issue, could we just at least have someone contact us and say, this is what the problem is, so we could fix it? You know, but we haven't got any contact or any feedback back, you know, and we're pretty easy going, you know, that's fine.
I
You know,
did speak to Mayor Gillis, and he's been wonderful trying to help us, but we just wanna know what exactly is the right of way, or what we're doing wrong here.
Mayor Gillis, if I could, can you give them, Lori's email address, so they could send Lori an email?
Mrs. Gerson.
Have you,
I have not emailed her, but I did go up to the city council, or city hall to see her, but she wasn't in. And I myself and a few other members of the community know that it's very hard. She doesn't contact or communicate very well. So I know as that position, I'm gonna assume, you need to communicate with your community, and if you're doing an in violation, explain. I mean, a little explanation and communication goes a long way.
I do have some answers for you tonight.
Okay.
So after the meeting, we can talk,
I appreciate that.
so, cause I did look into some things today.
You wanna
Okay.
make me stay the whole meeting?
So you don't have
Yes, now-
to, you don't have to, or we can,
No.
you can come
no,
back.
you gotta stay, just cause it'd be fun. Cause we need, you know, we like to have people here, so you can stay.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else that likes to speak before the council?
I'm not sure if this is the right place to do it or not.
This is the only
Oh,
time.
come on.
Okay, alright, good. And, I got a few things. So I'm Jeremy Broker, I live 533 Columbia Street. And I'm planning on having a party on the 19th, it's a kids-friendly party. We'll give this to you guys first. Okay, what are we gonna do?
Thanks, Jeremy.
And I'd like permission to close the roads down, during it. It's gonna be from 4 until midnight, it's kids friendly. I bought the vacant lot adjacent from me on St. Clair. So I'd like to put a porta potty and hand washing station there. There's gonna be quite a few kids attending, I think for the safety of them and everybody involved. It'd be nice to close off that little section. I've talked to the neighbors, everyone's okay with it. 3 other houses are involved with the party, so I don't know if I bring it here or if I.
It would, I mean, that would be something for the administration, Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. Jeremy, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. You have to get a special event permit.
Okay.
And we'd have to look in, you'd have to have a safety plan, so we can talk after the meeting, I can email you what
Perfect.
you need and work on it.
Okay, excellent.
What was the date? Just curious.
19th, I brought flyers for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. You all invited if you'd like to
Oh,
come.
cool. Oh, I can't. Ooh. Fancy.
Yeah, I do printing stuff too.
Yes. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving, anybody else for public comment? All right. I'm gonna move on to the city manager's report. Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. A very short report this evening. Just an update on the Algonac Elementary gym. We do have the bids for the roof, and we are working on bids for the windows and mechanical systems, so we are hoping that you have something to award at the next meeting. We are actually waiting for confirmation of the grant of $500,000. It's part of the school aid package at the state, so we are working with Senator Hottel's staff, so hopefully we'll get that documentation shortly. And just a quick update on the pool, the demolition is in progress. So they have got most of the pool torn out and it's laying on the side of the road, so
Okay.
very exciting.
Anything from
That's all.
Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Mr. Mayor, if I could, and I'm sure anybody who lives around, knows the issues with, dirt bikes and anybody. Now I'm curious if it's possible that we could have the city attorney take a look at that ordinance and tweak something. I know it's difficult because I know it took forever to get to a point where we, did, allow golf carts but this, it's safety issue. These kids, some of these kids are running here. Now, I know, and cause I was looking at the ordinance, and where it seems to take difficult is that it's ORV can also mean, related two-wheel vehicles, can be considered ORVs. But then the state of Michigan says mini bikes and dirt bikes that do not meet the requirements for a moped or a motorcycle cannot be used on public roadways. And there's a whole process. I mean, if they want to, you know, they can go and get these things. You know, you wanna take a dirt bike or a mini bike and make it street legal, there's a process that they have to go through. They have to get them registered, the whole 9 yards. In some cases, I know that with a moped, you actually have to have a safety certificate or a moped license. I mean, I know the sheriff's deputies are doing everything that they can do. It's becoming difficult. I know that in the reading that I was doing today with some of these, kids under 16 cannot ride some of these things unless they have parental supervision. Now, there's a whole bunch of people that will say, well, my kid drives safe. And, you know, I was a kid once a very long time ago. And I'm like, I remember, yeah, we were all nice and good until we were out of eyesight. So if we can get possibly have the city attorney, somebody look at
Mrs. Gerstner?
this.
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. Councilwoman Davy, we can absolutely have the city attorney take a look at it. It's not so much the ordinance as the enforcement, and we have recently spoke with the sheriff and Matt Pohl about increasing enforcement of the current ordinances, and that the residents need to call the sheriff when they actually see something happening. So that is, we just had this conversation last week or 2 weeks ago to work more closely with the sheriff, but our residents need to be encouraged to call when they see the incidents.
I've called a couple of times only when there were kids actually drag racing up Smith Street.
Sure,
And
absolutely.
the problem is, you know, for the deputies is, and those kids get going, sometimes they're hard to find. So, like I said, I don't know if we can look at the section in that ordinance that,
I'm sure you could.
specifically talks about two wheels.
Can we have him just review the entire
Absolutely.
and compare it with the documentation that Councilwoman Davy has?
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything for?
I get calls on it all the time, so I had one today right before I got here. And I've seen little kids riding them on the two-wheelers that I know aren't 16 years old, and my concern is that they fall off of there, something's gonna happen, they're gonna get injured or killed. So, thank you for having that looked into.
Anybody else?
Mayor,
Yes.
I've seen, recently the drift bikes that, are so low to the ground, they got the big wheel, that the head of whoever's riding them is like 3 feet off the ground, so you can't even see them.
Anybody else? Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Gerstenberg, for your report.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of the regular city council minutes of September 17th, 2024. Underneath miscellaneous business, we have emergency sanitary sewer repair at 979 and 985 Lee Street for $8,309.25. We have an emergency water line repair at 981 and 485 Sunset for $5,730.50. Emergency water line repair at 2543 St. Clair River Drive for $2,735. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Comments, questions, concerns? I just want to state so people know that you're seeing a lot of emergency water meter repairs. The state of Michigan is requiring us to change any galvanized water that services that are found. So when we find it, it's considered an emergency because we have to get them water back immediately. Am I correct on that, Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Yes, you are correct.
Thank you. Just wanted everybody to know why you heard 5 emergency water repairs. It's because we're changing the galvanized lines up. So. Anybody else have anything? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, moving on to item 11A is to approve the special event permit for the City of Algonac, Algonac Live for Halloween in the NAC, October 19th, 2024. The City of Algonac and Algonac Live has submitted a joint special events permit for the annual Halloween in the NAC event held October 19th, 2024 at Smith's Recreation Field. The festivities kick off with the Halloween parade that will begin at 1 p.m. Line up at 421 Michigan. The games in the park will begin at 1 p.m. There will be a swamp witch dance, Miss Babette's dancers, kids tunnel of terror, bounce house, and face painting. There will be over 30 crafts, vendors, and food trucks. The permit application has been received and has been approved by the administration. The safety and security plan is pending approval by the St. Clair County Sheriff. Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve the special events permit for the annual Halloween in the NAC event at Smith Recreation Park, Saturday, October 19th, 2024, pending approval by the St. Clair County Sheriff.
Support.
Comments, questions, concerns?
Just a couple comments. We have over 50 craft vendors and over 35 games for the kids. And what is the name of those drummers called? Nutritional
Power nutrition is the cardio drumming.
cardio drummers. Be dressed up drumming. I don't know if you'll be there, Ed. Drumming.
I'm sure you will.
I will be in the UP that weekend.
Okay.
Oh, come
And,
on. I'll be there. Come
I
on.
know. Just about everybody in the community is involved. Almost every service organization and a lot of the small businesses in the area are involved. And if anybody out there wants to be involved, please get with me. And we would love your help. And if not, bring your kids, grandkids, nephews, nieces, little kids you find on the street. And because they're going to have a good time. Thank you.
The ARC is going to be there.
Dark's going to be there.
Because Valerie is one of those people who are like all about Halloween, you know?
Yes,
Those people like you. And she has the little skeleton horse thing. So she's gonna be there, Amber's gonna be helping out. Nikolai, because I bought him a costume, a really cool one, he owes me money. So he's gonna be hanging out with them. Looks to be a good time. I won't be there, unfortunately, but somebody better bring me some candy.
Well, and if anybody would like to join Chief Doan and I, we get the honor of picking up the garbage afterwards, so if anybody would like to join us at the end, it's a lot more fun than the actual event.
Oh, man.
I'm
my
joking,
kid-
I'm
No,
joking.
seriously, my kid gives me one dirty look and he's yours.
Alright,
Sweet centric fruit. That's what I'm saying.
all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have a Halloween in the neck. Next up is to approve 2024 Halloween trick-or-treat hours and road closures. Each year, the city designates times for Halloween trick-or-treat. Times are set by city council prior to October 31st, traditionally 5 to 7 p.m. Halloween festivities at Smith's Recreation Park this year will also include the annual fire department bonfire starting at 7 p.m. Trunk or treat from 5 to 7. Cars will start lining up at 4:30. Algonac Rotary will be supplying free hot dogs and water, and City of Algonac staff members will be doing a hot dog cooking and wrapping. For the 4th year in a row, for the safety of participants, the city will be closing Clay and Smith from Washington to Michigan, and Michigan from Clay to Smith from 5 to 10 p.m. The safety and security plan is attached. Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve trick-or-treating hours between 5 and 7 p.m. and street closures, Clay and Smith from Washington to Michigan, and Michigan from Clay to Smith from 5 to 10 p.m. on Thursday, October 31st, 2020.
Second.
Comments, questions, concerns? I just have one, Mrs. Christopher. How many hot dogs are you cooking this year?
1,000.
All right,
Got nothing else?
that was it. I just want to know the hot dog
Oh,
count.
you got nothing, really? Wow.
Hearing nothing else, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, we have accounts payable.
That's it, really.
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable and payroll in the amount of $2,718,085.65.
Support.
Comments, questions, concerns? I would imagine, I know that the accounts payable is the summer taxes going.
That's what
Summer
I-
taxes heading up to St. Clair County.
That's what I was kind of figuring, because, whoa. Okay.
so. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilman Bembas,
Yes.
Councilman Carter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy.
Yes.
Mayor Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris,
Yes.
and Councilman Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Items for next agenda, Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. We will have the SEMCOG Designated Management Agency Program invoice, the Algonac Activity Center roof contract, hopefully, the water plant Neptune 360 renewal, a proposal to do the Edgewater water main replacement, and we will be celebrating the retirement of Fire Department member Roger Shelton.
Very nice. Council comments? Councilman Bembas?
Hi, everybody. Don't forget, every Monday, we have a clothes bank in the community from 10 to 2 at First Lutheran Church. If anybody needs or wants to drop off clothing, feel free to come by. If you don't, just stop by for a cup of coffee. On October 16th is a community dinner at that church. And I don't know how they did it, but they convinced me to cook the meatloaf.
Oh, no.
And I know, it's like, if you want the worst meatloaf in the
No,
history of
it's good.
mankind, come to that community supper. And then, of course, on October 19th is Halloween in the Knack. If you're a dentist, perfect time for you, come volunteer, get the candy to the kids so we can generate some cavities.
Oh, you're in a roll tonight.
I am.
Is that it?
That's it.
Anything else? Okay. Councilman Carter?
Thanks, to attorney for coming tonight, clarifying the question we had. Movie night, 2 weeks ago was a great event. It was Toy Story 4. I wasn't allowed to say beforehand, but it was a great time. Bump and Run this last weekend. What an amazing event. So many people brought in our community. Even though it was a little rain, it was still a great time. This Thursday night is Pierogi Festival at the VFW. It's always a great time. I think there's a few tickets left, if anybody's interested. It's an awesome time. Tonight, I was driving down Michigan. I wanted to take a quick look at what's going on at the pool. What an amazing thing. All those rusty pipes and stuff that they dug out of the ground is just proof that we needed to do that. And it's also amazing to see great things. Michigan is really bustling right now. There's 3 building projects on houses and the pool,
Really?
all within maybe 2 blocks of the pool. So
Sweet.
yeah, it's great to see that things happen. That's it.
You know, pushing right there.
No, I'm just making sure that everyone gets their comments out.
Okay.
He's gotta stop.
Councilman
Don't mind,
Davey?
don't pay no attention to me, nobody ever does.
He's gotta stop watching.
I was gonna say, he had somewhere to go. Oh, my turn now?
Yes.
I really don't have much this evening, except thank everybody for coming. Halloween and that should be okay. This is going to be my only meeting that I'm gonna be here this month. I'm having surgery, so I won't be here, so I could stay here for a while, bust some chops, but, I do wanna say though, that it disappoints and saddens me when, cause this is turning out to be I hate to use the word contentious, but I can't think of any other word to use, election season this year. And, a few years ago, it was 2018, we had started on Light Up Algonac. Everybody just putting in 2 words on Facebook, rise above. Some of this is from everywhere and every level of every thing that's being voted on right now. The only way to change the tone is for everybody to rise above. And that's all I got. Have a good night.
All right.
That's it, I'm done.
I'm just teasing you. You said I was being pushy. Councilwoman Harris?
I wanna thank everybody for coming and congratulate Jake Scarbeck on his bump and run over the weekend. Thank you for the explanation from Jim Downey, that was much needed. congratulations to Roger Shelton on his retirement. And we will have fun at Halloween in the neck, and Mike does make a delicious meatloaf, by the way. I've had it, it's very good. Thank you.
Did you have to wear an apron or
That's
something?
it, thank you.
You wore an apron? Did we get pictures of that?
Well, come on,
Wow.
come
Count-
on next Wednesday
Really?
and take pictures.
Councilman Williams?
I just wanted to thank everybody for coming tonight, and I look forward to seeing everybody at Halloween in the night.
All right, I wanna talk about, congratulate Jake Scarbeck and everybody on a great bump and run. The Meet the Candidates night was really nice, it was well attended, and you know, I do wanna say, you know, you talked about a contentious election year, I wanna say, I was very proud that all the candidates that were running from Algonac, they didn't attack each other, they said what they could do, and that's a, you know, I always said, when you go up here, you're not running against someone, you're running for Algonac, and most people who put their name in the hat are good people. And I like the fact that nobody, it was just perfect. I was the happiest guy around. The pool, love driving by there every day. Every morning my route is I drive by the pool. It's so nice to see it coming along. In fact, it was funny, you were about the 3 new houses starts on Michigan. I was gonna bring that up too, because I noticed that, like, wow.
I invaded your church.
Jeremy, thank you for the invite to the party.
And it's looking.
Krogi Fest is wonderful. Ms. Chmielewski, thank you, Ms. Chmielewski, thank you so much for everything that you do. Looking forward to the wonderful event. And I was very excited. I don't know if anybody saw, there's a new sign up at the old scoreboard for a new pharmacy, Algonac Pharmacy.
Yes.
So that's very exciting. And with that,
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Oh, that was your job? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh.
Okay, aye.
all in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry, Bill.
We're adjourned.
Oh, goodness.
No, Kathy's-
See, and I didn't take my meds. What's the problem with all you people?